The air date of the first episode of American Idol was June 11th, 2002, and since then we've seen so many superstars get their shot on American Idol and have a chance to go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. The first of many was Carrie Underwood. And I remember how appreciative Carrie Underwood was of the opportunity she received. She was undeniably gorgeous, she was incredibly beautiful, and she went on to achieve a legacy, a reputation for having been a legend. And then I see Descendants and Zombies characters performing the song Perfect Princess just a couple of nights ago back on April 20th on that same production, and I was so proud of them. I was left at a loss for words. I was blown away. It may have been only a pre-recorded segment, but it was beautiful. It was beautifully collaborated. The stars did a tremendous job of bringing that song to life and showing so much passion. And I remember being so proud and so wonderfully gratified for being a part of it with all of you. I've seen the Descendants of Zombie stars receive so many wonderful opportunities at the expense of Disney, being on Good Morning America, being on American Idol, being on America's Next Top Model. I've seen them do everything. I've seen Dove Cameron be on runways. I've seen Dove Cameron record beautiful music videos. I've seen Freya Sky explode into superstardom after getting her first opportunity on a show like YTV's The Next Star. And I remember being blown away by them. I remember there were nights where I would come home, throw my keys down on the kitchen counter from wherever I may have been, and I remember being so happy just to hear Freya's voice sing a song because she had a dream of one day becoming a superstar and becoming a very valued part of your life. I remember watching Kylie Control on YouTube in 2004, 2005, and just wanting to become a superstar over time. She was doing reviews of her favorite shows like Sam and Cat and iCarly and Victorious, which I was a fan of years ago. And I remember being so supportive of Hello Kylie because I knew Hello Kylie still had a long way to go. I was probably in the fifth year of my YouTube and radio career, and I saw so much potential within Kylie Control. So what I wanted to do over time, maybe not right away, but over time, was give Kylie Control a chance. Give Kylie Control a chance to outshine all the competition. Because no matter how much of a name you make for yourself from within this industry, the thing is there's always somebody coming in from the door behind you to try to knock you off your pedestal, to try to take your opportunities away from you. There's always so much to contend with within this industry because it's forever changing, it's always evolving. But what's forever remained constant about Descendants of Zombies is your guys' love and support for your favorite stars, and these moments that led you to the moment where you thought, hey, maybe being a fan of Descendants of Zombies is cool. Maybe there's never really been anything wrong with it. Maybe I have a chance of believing in such things as forever and all my dreams becoming a reality and coming true for me. And that's what you took away from Descendants of Zombies, was the chance that your dreams could become more of a reality than ever before. And that's the one thing that's forever and always remained constant with me. I've kind of been the Jiminy Cricket of every fan of Descendants of Zombies saying, pursue your dreams, follow your passions. And why do you think I say that? I say that because that's what I want you to do. If you have a dream of being a part of the Descendants production, if you have a dream of creating your own characters for Descendants and telling your own stories, then that's really cool. I watch videos all the time of people who write their own stories because they're authors. And they write their own stories about what they want to see happen for these Descendants characters past and present. And they are very creative. I wish I was as creative as what you guys are. I've always said that I wanted to be a writer and producer behind Descendants of Zombies, which you guys can make happen for me with 50,000 likes and 50,000 subscribers, which I know I'm a long way away from ever having. But I always had a dream of becoming everybody's favorite director or everybody's favorite Descendants character, being an action hero and partaking in things like the Kingdom Cup games of Oradon. That would have been so cool. Fighting fire-breathing dragons, taking on larger-than-life monsters, iconic heroes and villains. It would have been so cool. And Jonathan Clarke would have had his own website, jonathanclarke.com, selling his own Descendants merch off of it. Jonathan Clarke would have become everybody's favorite character. I have big dreams. There's no doubt about that, or any question should be in anybody's mind about me having big dreams for the Descendants franchise in its entirety and for myself. Because I always wanted to win the heart of Kylie Control and be Kylie Control's, hero in the movie. It would have been so cool, man. I think from the very first moment we saw our first ever movie, and we saw the previews of what was coming next. That's what made the movie so unpredictable, was because you started making your own plans to see things like Super Mario and Dennis the Menace and the Flintstones and Batman and Superman. The thing about movies were they were so unpredictable because you never seemed to know what was coming next. And then when you saw your first ever movie, which for me was back in 1993, Dennis the Menace, which was the coolest movie I ever saw in my life, I wanted from that moment on to be a movie star. I wanted to have a chance of being everybody's favorite action hero. And then by 2002, once we moved out of the 1990s and animation got better, things started getting CGI'd, the special effects were tremendous. Movies like Spider-Man were just so iconic. I remember sitting in the chair with my Spider-Man popcorn bag and thinking, this was the coolest thing ever. And just the other day when I went to see one of my latest Disney movies, I saw a preview for the Spider-Man movie, which is coming out in just a couple of months on July 31st, the new Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland, which I know Freya Sky is a really huge fan of. And then this kid next to me, he goes, this is going to be the best movie ever. Bro was really excited about it. And it was moments like that that made me feel proud to be there, just to experience them and sharing them with that person who believed the new Spider-Man movie was going to be the best movie they ever saw or ever had the chance to be a part of. Thank you so much, whoever you were, by the way, because those moments really make life worth living for. Kind of like moments at the Worlds Collide Tour. When you guys saw your favorite stars step out on the stage for the first time ever, how can somebody not find time in appreciating that? How can somebody not find time in loving these moments? Because these moments don't last for forever. I mean, let's be real. These moments don't last for forever, so they should be cherished. They should forever and always be never forgotten. And that's what I've wanted to do, is solidify the legacies of your favorite stars. I may have never known how I was ever going to do it. I never knew that over 4,000 people were going to subscribe to this YouTube channel because they saw something special from within it. But so many wonderful people have. And so many people, some of the people who have subscribed here have been with me from the very first video that has ever been uploaded here. And the one thing they never ever forgot was how incredibly supportive I was as a conscience for Descendants of Zombies, forever ensuring you that Descendants 5 was going to happen. Zombies 5 was going to happen. No matter what predictions you had, from mermaids to witches to sirens to trolls to goblins to even unicorns, I've even heard the prediction of unicorns being a part of the Zombies franchise. And come to think of it, I would have loved to have been an action hero, a vampire slayer in that franchise, just to have the chance to ride a unicorn. Some of your guys' predictions were really far out there, but they were so believable. Because you guys yourself trusted in these ideas happening, really coming to the forefront for Zombies and Descendants. And if I would have been a creative writer for Descendants of Zombies, I would have put all these ideas together in a cauldron until I created a huge explosion of opportunities which would have been endless and would have had more of a chance to bring these franchises to life. Because if you've ever wanted to believe in something so special, I think Descendants of Zombies gives you that chance. Because from the first moment you saw the live performance of the song Dream Come True from Zombies, you knew that Freya Sky and Malachi Barton were going to become a very dedicated part of all of your lives. And you wanted that because you saw things of how supportive they were of each other's friendship, each other's company, how they were very supportive of each other, not only in front of the camera when the camera was turned on, but also when the camera was turned off. And these are moments that really make life worth living for. Like the moment that I met all of you and this YouTube channel first became public to the world. Because when this YouTube channel first became public to the world, I had a lot of competition. You know, it was kind of like Mike Tyson in his first ever fight against Hector Garza back in 1985. He fought Hector Garza in a brutal match that only went one round, I know, but that one round was really brutal. But because he believed in himself, Mike Tyson came out on top. And I had a lot to contend with. I had a lot of people who were creating Descendants of Zombies content at the time who were getting thousands of views because at that time it was the only thing you guys could watch. Fake teaser trailers, AI-incorporated videos with previously shot footage of Descendants of Zombies found within them, people's predictions which often never really made a whole lot of sense. Because a lot of people who create these videos for you guys never really do make a whole lot of sense. They don't commentate on Descendants of Zombies. There are people who feel I talk a lot. I get that, but I love doing commentary. I love doing commentary more than reaction videos because it really allows you to put these perspectives on Descendants of Zombies that have never been put there before. And it gets people thinking. It allows their imaginations to really go to places it's never been before, to probably Emperor Zurg and Buzz Lightyear, I don't know. But it really, to infinity and beyond, is the words I'm searching for. The thing is, when you can trigger somebody's emotions through how you feel about Descendants of Zombies, that's what makes these moments so special. And I had the chance to share in so many unforgettable moments with all of you, and moments that will forever and always hold a very special place in my heart. You know, Freya Sky's song Sonship just made it as part of the soundtrack of Fortnite, and people have already unlocked the song. And you wouldn't believe how many people are proud to take screenshots of them unlocking that song and putting up on display on their social media because they have that song now as a part of their Fortnite soundtrack. I myself, I've never downloaded Fortnite in years, and I re-downloaded Fortnite because that song was in it. I heard word of it being in the video game, and I downloaded it because I think that these are wonderful collaborative opportunities. I think that Freya Sky getting more opportunities to have these opportunities presented to her and to go on more tours and be a part of things like Descendants of Zombies, That's to be supported. Because there are so many people out there who don't care how much the Frascai hoodies are, they're still going to buy them. They don't care if they're $1,000, they're going to sacrifice them. People have made so many sacrifices just to call themselves fans of Descendants of Zombies. I recently just put $600 behind this room, and I still haven't got it finished yet. You guys are going to see Descendants of Zombies posters. You're going to see more photos than ever before, more stuffies. I love doing it, and I feel very passionate about it. There is no denial ever coming from me that I am a huge Descendants of Zombies fan. But here's the thing. You don't need expensive backdrops, expensive equipment to tell the world and let people know how you feel about Descendants of Zombies and proclaim that you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies. All you've ever really needed is heart. Forget about the expensive microphones, all the expensive equipment, the stuffies, the photos you see there as part of my backdrop, the posters, which are very expensive, by the way. But the thing is, you've never really needed any of it because all you've ever needed is tremendous heart. You just simply have to say you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. You don't owe anybody an explanation as to why you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Just simply say you're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Would you love to watch it with me? If you've never watched it before, I can kind of clue you in on what Descendants of Zombies is about. Because you probably watched Descendants of Zombies for the last 5 years, which to a lot of you is a long time. And you probably have a friend who's never watched Descendants of Zombies in her life. So invite her over to your house, have a sleepover to watch the entire Descendants of Zombies collection, even if it takes you like 5 nights. Do it. And I tell you guys, I can promise you that you guys will have a better, stronger friendship and you will appreciate each other more because you helped each other understand this franchise, which is one of the most beautiful things about it. Having the honor of helping people understand Descendants of Zombies and make sense of it, I've taken great pride in. I've researched it. I know more about Descendants of Zombies than I ever have, probably more than anybody out there. But I know there's always that one girl out there who knows more about Descendants of Zombies than I ever have, who's taken great pride in it. And I've never seen anything wrong with that. I find time in appreciating that. I find time in creating relatable content for people that has a chance of touching their heart, which is something I look forward to doing every day. Because every single time that I've ever pushed record, all I've ever wanted to do is give you guys the best. I may have never known how I was ever going to do that, but I did, because I believed in it just as much as what you did, and I feel like I've been on this incredible journey for a very long time, where I've met so many incredible people, and I've still got my work cut out for me, because I still have so many incredible people that I have yet to meet, that I'm looking forward to meeting, that I'm looking forward to being a part of all of your lives because of. And I think that together we can really create something special, and we can give something special back to not only the franchises, but also the people who bring these characters to life. Because I think there's always a chance to make Kylie Control feel stronger than she's ever been. I think there's always a chance for Meg Donnelly to feel more confident in her own abilities, because she has the love and support of her family and friends for forever. I mean, her family had no interest in the entertainment industry at all. They had no background in it, and she really took the most of an opportunity and really made the most of it. She really outshined all of her competition, all of her critics, and she has a lot to be proud of. I always thought that Meg Donnelly was one of the most beautiful girls and personalities I ever saw in my life. And if I ever was going to record something about her, it was going to be to say something nice, as it was all your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, because no matter who we are, we all have a favorite character or a favorite superstar that brings them to life, or a favorite moment or a favorite song that we always remembered and never ever forgot, that made us a fan of Descendants of Zombies, that brought us to that definitive moment. And I had the chance to share in so many definitive moments of definitivity with all of you that made this YouTube channel go on to achieve the reputation and the profound legacy of becoming everybody's favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel for how I could tell these stories, and how much I believed in these stories, and most of all, how much I believed in all of you. Because what you did for me as the creator of these videos and this YouTube channel is the one thing that will forever remain constant with me, that will forever and always hold a very special place in my heart, and I don't want any of you to ever forget that, because I wouldn't be here if not for all of you. You guys have shown me so much creative energy, given me so much creative energy, shown so much potential for this YouTube channel, and given me so much incentive to keep moving forward. There are people out there who love these videos so much. I know this for a fact. There are people who obviously feel differently about them, I know, because my perspective on Descendants of Zombies is very different, and the way I tell these stories are very different from other content creators, but that's what separates these videos from everybody else's content, is that these videos are different. And they stand out for the obvious reasons, because they're hosted by a guy who obviously feels very passionate about what he believes in, feels very passionate and very dedicated to all of you, and that's what allows me to bring every video I've ever had the honor to create to life, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you so much for always having chosen this YouTube channel as your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, for always having watched these videos, and holding a very special place in your heart for both me and the franchise that you guys have obviously appreciated for quite some time and felt a part of and obviously connected to through such things as this YouTube channel, which I've taken great pride in creating. Keep watching for great videos to keep popping up on this YouTube channel as we continue this conversation and keep it on going as we move forward into a very unpredictable future for Descendants 5, its stars, and Zombies 5, which will happen sometime between now and 2027. Thank you so much for holding a very special place in your heart for this channel, these videos, and always believing in Descendants of Zombies, because there's only and forever only going to be one you, and you have to make the most of these opportunities. Thank you so much for choosing this YouTube channel and having made it your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and as always, thank you so much for having watched these videos.